welcome to Delite Side of Life. This is another episode with me, your host, Delite. And yeah, you on my podcast where I speak to people I think I know about things I think I know of. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching on YouTube, as you know, a new edition for those who have been here. And for those who are new to the show, thank you so much for tuning in. Please let everybody know about it. And we're available on YouTube, as I've said, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of those things, man. So it's very convenient, easy to listen to. No excuse not to listen. There's no excuse not to listen to it. Also, comment in the comment section. Please, that's very important. Let's keep the conversation going. Yeah, but let's get into today's topic. With my very special guest today, 𝗟𝗂𝗽𝗀𝗃.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
You've been
thanks
on
for
the show
having
before,
me. Yeah, I have, but it's the first time on, visuals, videos. So, hallelujah, holla back, because I'm back. Nah, thanks a lot, man. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Hallelujah, holla back. Are you very religious?
Nah, it's just hallelujah, holla back. It just sounds cool, fam.
Nice to have you, man. Thank you for joining
that's
me.
a lot, man.
Thank you for joining me.
How
are you doing? You well, though?
Yeah.
You well?
Yeah, no, I'm all good, man. Happy New Year,
it's a new year.
To the people that are watching this, and man, let's just continue moving forward.
So, you know who's shooting these episodes? We got our boys behind the cameras called 𝗟𝗵𝗯 Studios. So come and get them. They're based in Pretoria, but they can go all over, man.
Yeah.
Pictures, videos, and stuff like that. So they're making us look good today.
Gents.
So yeah, man, shout out. Their name, the handle is in the description below. So get to it, get at them. Away. So let's get into today's show. Today's show is about, not as exciting as we started it, but it's all about GBV, which is gender-based violence. Man, this is a topic that you brought up. So I believe you passionate about it. It is what it is. It's basically, from my understanding, it's violence against someone of a different gender, and it's based on their gender. That's how I view it.
It can be seen in both ways also, It can be seen as a vice versa type of thing, but because of
vice versa is what you mean?
It can be seen as also like the more feminine one attacking the. So you're saying this because masculine.
Even you are assuming that when I said gender, you're assuming that I meant man hitting woman.
Yes, I did. Honestly.
So you have the same problem, I guess.
Yes. The reason why I thought about this topic, it just popped out right off my head. Like I was like, man, like this country, we're dealing with so much shit, bro. And I was like, I want to talk to people seriously about this, and I'm like, who else to talk to about it than you? And because man, like you always hear stories about people in relationships, just fighting and all that, and a lot of the times we let it slide. It's normally seen as a thing of, nah, nigga, that's not my relationship. Let them handle it. So then you'll be friends with a girl, and then she'll be like, 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 no, this blue eye that I have, no, it was my partner who did it. And then you're like, and then you as her male friend are like, I hope you solve it. But you can do it. You are allowed to intervene. You can snitch on her boyfriend, but then it's a problem of, you don't know if you do it, then she's going to be like, something like that.
So this incident you're mentioning, is it something you've been availed to, like, in your personal life? Like,
yes. Yeah. There's this one lady that I was working with. Yeah. And it was very evident, man. She's a very pretty lady, man. She came to work, and on this one day, I saw her wearing glasses, like amazaza, bro, like in winter. In winter, indoors on top of that. And then for me, it's a thing of, some people have their own swag, but, I just didn't understand it. And then to the people that she sat next to in the office, they asked her, why are you wearing them glasses? She took her off, and then they were like, oh, snap. She's been beaten up. And then they asked her, is there anything that we can do to help you? And she's like, no, it's fine. Stuff like this does happen. And that, for me, I saw it as a problem, because she made something that shouldn't be seen as a natural thing be natural. It shouldn't be like that. I mean, so yeah, that was the thing I saw face to face, like you asked. So yeah.
Yo, that's hectic.
Very.
I personally haven't. Also, you haven't seen an actual abuse situation happen.
An actual abuse happening.
You've just seen like the results, like the
yes,
like
only the aftermath. Yeah.
Yo, I don't know if I've seen an aftermath, but I've heard of it. I actually have a friend which tested me.
Yeah.
So I'm speaking to my friend, we're just chilling and whatnot.
Tested in what way?
It tested me. You'll hear like how I explain it.
Oh, okay.
In a sense that, so we're speaking about abuse, whatever.
Yeah.
It came up. And then he's like, yo, man, it's this other day, bro. Yo, my God, yo, she upset me, dog. So I just, you know. And I think at that time he didn't know what my stance was. By the way, my stance is I'm not accepting of abuse. I'm not for it. So he's just speaking freely. So I think we were just talking about an incident. So he felt okay to just say it, you know. Yo, man, it's my girl. It's just, you know, she was like this, so I hit her.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I'm letting him finish the story, the thing.
Yeah.
So, I felt bad about it. And, you know, like, dog, I couldn't believe it was me, but dog, she did upset me.
Yeah.
Whatever. So after that, I'm like, I won't lie. I didn't just say, fuck it, it's not my friend.
Yeah.
Nah. I thought to myself, is this guy remorseful? Does he feel bad about it?
Yeah.
And so I spoke to him. I'm like, yo, dog, what you did wasn't right, you know? Like, no, I know that. And I was like, yo, man, you shouldn't do it again. It's not right. I hope you never do it again. And he was very, like, accepting. He didn't object. He didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So in that moment, it was testing me because I think a lot of people would have been like, you can't be friends with a guy like that. You can't. But for me, it's like, that guy looked like he learned his lesson. Or I won't say so, but he did start feeling bad. And I think sometimes that's the only start you can have.
Yeah.
You know, like, what if this is just someone who it's been a normal thing to him and he saw it as a normal thing and now he wants to be, you know, he wants to stop doing it. Yeah.
You know, I have, I'm even kind of ashamed to admit it, but I do have a couple of friends that do abuse their woman physically, you know, and it was like, I was seen as the bad guy for not doing it. I went to
not abusing.
For not abusing.
I was seen by your friends or by your partner?
By my friends. Like, yes, but I'm shy. I'm like, hi, I'm shy. Like, I'm shy as 𝗟𝗃, man. Yabalaita. He was so passionate about it. And then he's like, if you don't believe me, let's go to the rest of the niggas. The rest of the niggas were like, hey, yo, nigga, you don't hit your lady. I'm like, nah, why should I, dog? She's already pretty. Now I must spoil her prettiness. He's like, hey, man, if she steps out of line, melum light. I'm like, dog, how are you saying it like this? Are you guys the same niggas I grew up with in high school? Then he's like, yeah, dog. And then I asked, like 3 of them.
Yeah.
We went to one of our other homies' crib, because they were having a bride. And then my homie pulled me to the side. He's like, yo, man, I see you're not about that lifestyle. You know, you mustn't be a weak man. In my head, I'm like, weak man. I'm like, my G, are you seriously telling me this shit, fam?
Yeah.
And then, like, yeah, man, you shouldn't be a weak man. The lady comes through, his lady. And then she tells me, yeah, no, you are being a bit soft on your lady.
Hey.
Hey, man. I'm here shocked. I'm like, so she accepts these beatings.
You.
I'm like, I can't. I'm like, no, I'd rather be seen as a weak man for not hitting my woman than to be seen as indota for hitting my lady. Nah, so like, those guys, dog.
So how, for instance, how do these guys even find each other? Because my biggest thing is, like, I swear, I've never...
Can I please interject?
I've never... No worries. Yeah, go.
You had an episode with Biggie. No, not Biggie, Big H.
Big H, yeah. It was about rape culture.
Yeah. Big H said the worst advice is to be raised by your friends and porn. But I'm using the example of being raised by your friends. So now, when one friend comes to you and he says, I hit my lady today, she stepped out of line. And then you're going to be like, oh shit, nigga, I can do that? The next friend does that same shit. then the next friend. It carries on. It's a snowball effect.
I feel you. I agree with you. It's just that, let me put it this way, right? I was like on Instagram or something, online. And I came across this video, like in the States, like this guy did one of these TikTok, the woman, she did like a TikTok prank with her boyfriend. It's a breaking up prank. Yeah. So she set up the camera, and then she's on some, he's going to come into the room, and then I'm going to break up with him, or You see how he reacts. So he comes into the room, she's there, like she sets it up, sharp. He comes in, she's like, yo, dude, it's over and stuff like that. He's like, he's shocked, like, hey, what the fuck, bruh? Like, dude, it's over. Yeah. I've never seen a man hit a woman.
What, he hit her? For breaking?
Bro, he started hitting her like this, like swinging punches, like this, and hard as fuck. She was like on the wall, like on the bed, when the bed's like on the wall. So she's on the wall and she's ducking. And he's going in from the sides, going in and pounding and pounding and pounding her. She's crying like, no, it's a joke. But after a while, it took a while before she started saying it's a joke. Yeah. Then after that, he kept on, and then he stopped because she said it's a joke, and he's still upset with her. Then she's like, yo, it's a joke. Look at the camera, and she's crying and stuff like that. Yeah. And then he's like, yo, dude, you better not play with me like that. You can't break up. Like he's on that tip. So I saw this video and I was in shock.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
Secondly, I spoke to a friend of mine who I'm very close with, a female. Yeah. I was like, yo, dude, look at this. Because I'm thinking, yo, I'm sure you know. And then cool, she saw it. She just commented, whatever. Next time when I saw her, I was like, yo, dude, did you see that video? It's like, yeah, but what's up? I'm like, yo, dude, I've never seen stuff like that. She's like, are you for real? Like, she's so used to seeing this thing. So that's the thing, like that's what I'm saying. How do these men find each other? Because I swear, I don't know how protected I am. Or maybe when people are crying next door, or a mother is crying, I'm so protected that I never think that someone's being abused because it's not my reality. So I come up with another excuse. Or when I see a blue eye, like there's a friend of mine whose partner had like, this marks on her face looked like, nah, man. Yeah. But everyone around it looked like, okay, whether this is normal. But you know what I'm trying to say?
It's tricky. The thing of how do they find each other? They look for each other. They look for each other in they look for validation. You see, you already made the example of your homie coming to you. Like, I was upset, and then he was hoping to hear, dog, you did the right thing there. And then he goes around telling his other homies to see how they're going to react. Like, man, so I was with my lady and I beat her up. So after he told you, he told another homie of his, and then maybe that other homie might have been dog, melum light. And then he's like, this one I'm going to chill with him because he understands why I beat ladies. But Delight, no, I'm not there because he's going to be a sissy about it.
I guess that's why I don't know who's abusive, because I don't maybe create a space where it feels comfortable. Exactly. So I'm already showing my stance, and it's like, hey, I can't tell this guy. Ugari's gonna, hey, Joe, let me just keep quiet, guy. But that's why also, let's go into this topic. Men are trash. That's why I also get the fact that some men, not me, I understand, I personally think that I understand where it comes from, that term. But I understand some men like me who say, yo, I've never witnessed it, I've never been around it, how am I trash? How do I stop it if I don't know it exists? Yeah, man, but that's something that we have to carry as men, that we are trash because of abuse.
Yes, but for you ladies that are watching, I know you don't like that thing of, men are trash, but not me. I know they all want to say, Luena. Yeah. Because you said it just now. Yeah. Yes, men are trash, man.
Why are men trash?
Why are men trash? Because our testosterone is something we use to take advantage of situations. And a lot of men do that shit. Even the two of us, sometimes, you'll find where you do accept a man beating a lady. And I'll tell you where you accept it. Yeah. You accept it when you're watching a movie and, just because a lady is a warrior type of lady and she's fighting a man, you're like, but it's fine. She's a warrior already.
It looks like a fair fight.
It looks like a fair fight. But it's still a man with more testosterone beating a lady. And then it's a thing of, that fight between that lady and that man, it was nice. And then they murder, bro. At least she lost. That is where we accept this, gender-based. Because we're like, as long as it's not real. But they shouldn't accept it. The whole world knows that men physically harming a woman is wrong. But then they put it in the movies because they're like, yeah, that is where we must accept it. You know,
maybe they're just depicting society. Like movies sometimes just says it as it is.
Yes, it is.
Not that I'm selling an agenda. I'm trying to send a message on some you must abuse. But I'm saying this is what you guys do, and you want to watch yourself. So here you are. If you stopped abusing, this thing will be irrelevant.
I know I know where I accepted, and I'm wrong for admitting this.
Yeah.
All right, but I'm saying where I accepted that beating a lady was this movie called what's it? Hustle and Flow. You know how that nigga was handling the ladies and stuff. He would fight with his
that's like a pimp lifestyle.
So then I'm like, yeah, he hit that one. Yeah, she deserves it.
Yeah, in that context,
so
it
now
makes you feel like because he's glorified.
So I'm like, yeah, I like that. And then it's not supposed to be like that because some people actually take movie situations into reality.
Yeah, in real life.
Like, so in order for me to hit a girl the right way, I must.
Or in order for her to act the right way, she must. Yeah,
because he wants to justify his hitting
actions
of a lady.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, no, I saw it in a movie. So in order for me to be able to hit a lady, and like, let me be a pimp.
Yeah.
He becomes a pimp because now he wants to make it Thursday in Afrikaans for these ladies, bro.
So it's a form of control,
yes,
basically.
Yeah. So people, men do beat on ladies because, you know, like I said, they're using the testosterone as an advantage and to take control. They're using it unfairly, honestly.
So now that's testosterone with men who have more of it, right?
Yeah.
We all have it, but men have more, right?
Yeah.
So now when a woman hits a man, it's not GBV. She doesn't have more. Unless we can see her more. Or maybe she has an imbalance of her hormones, and then this guy was.
You know,
but now, you know what I mean? Do we sum it up to because the man is stronger, or because it's just a different gender hitting the other gender? Because sometimes you might be stronger than someone. That's like bullying.
Yeah.
It can be psychological. Yeah. That by the time you fight, it's like the same reason why fighters or the Mayweathers, before they fight, they have all this promotional stuff. It's because to intimidate you. By the time I hit you, you're already scared of me. So a lot of women are in positions where even you might not be bigger than me or might not be stronger, but you're gonna donor me because I think you can, you know.
I thought there was this thing we both watched, man. This comedian was talking about how ladies.
Boba.
So
how ladies ladies might deserve it.
Not.
He said it.
He did say that.
He said that. Yeah.
So the lead up to that.
Yeah.
And like I was mentioning now, it's trash talk. Ladies are such good trash talkers, man. You know. They tell her, it's because right now you don't know how to fuck, and she'll say it in public. And the reason you can't do anything like that is because you're a pussy nigga. And then you know they saying all the wrongs, and they are testing you. And sorry, ladies, that's not the way to test a man, because you're going to test the wrong person one day, and they are going to bad choice of words.
Retaliate physically,
And,
sorry.
That's the problem. You know, a lot of women also take advantage of it. They trash talk to that extent, knowing that you're not going to do anything.
Yes.
Now, what's going to happen if
some trash talk to the extent of knowing that it will happen? Yeah.
So, are they expecting to get into a fair fight like they see in the movies, or are they expecting to be allowed to trash talk to that level of talking down on the person?
I think this is the issue. It's that we see physical to be more harmful than emotional, and women are usually more emotionally strong. And they invest more in that, right? So and with us, we're more physically strong, like you mentioned, the estrogen. That's also where we get our approval from. Like with men, we go to the gym, we do physical stuff. Women, it's like, she's gonna. That's why a woman like runs the household. A woman can make the sound decisions sometimes. In certain things when it comes to emotions and stuff. So, but because she has a strength in it, she can use it to her advantage. And now what do you use to your advantage when you're combating someone? And it does become an unfair fight emotionally. So what you do is you go the other way, where that's also unfair to her. So it's the equivalent of, vele, you can't bring a gun to a knife fight or a knife to a gun fight. But what if you bring a knife and all I have is a gun? Do I have to go home and fetch a gun while you are stabbing me in my back with a knife? No, not a gun. Must I go home and fetch a knife to be fair with you while you're still stabbing me in the back?
Yeah.
Or am I not just going to use the weapon I have? So I'm not justifying it. It's just to say that some people are thinking, yo, man, but she speaks like that. I can't speak like that.
Yeah.
Even if I speak like that, she's so strong emotionally that she's not going to get affected. That's why men are bothered by, plus you have a little dick. What are you going to tell a woman that's going to make her, how could you say that to me? You know what I mean? We're not even good at that.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is what we're good at. And that's unfortunately where that thing becomes. So, vele, both shouldn't do that.
Yes.
I know that the physical is more harmful in the sense of it could end your life. But emotionally could also end your life, even if I end my own life.
So
I might commit suicide or whatever. But it's still emotional abuse.
So us talking about this right now, so can we say that there is also verbal violence?
Yeah. Verbal violence. Yeah, verbal is just to we base it on where the end point is, not what you initiated with. So the emotional abuse is actually verbal violence. Because you verbally say something, then it becomes emotional. Or you text it. Yeah. But it's just to broadly like put it in one thing to say it's just emotional abuse or mental abuse.
So can I ask then, if you know that you're not going to beat up a lady and you still say, I'm going to beat you up, isn't that still wrong? Because now they will say, no, a man is also not allowed to say, I'll beat you up.
Yeah.
But then if a lady says, hey, 𝗦𝗶𝗯𝗃, man, I'm going to beat you up, I'm going to slap you.
Okay.
It's seen as, when a man says that, he is more wrong than when a lady says. I'm not saying that we are allowing it. But
it's still like a life-threatening threat.
Yeah.
It is wrong to say, but it's like, basically, let me just say it this way. The act of violence is a bad thing.
Yes.
I'm going to say Chris Brown's situation, for instance. Chris Brown abused Rihanna. We all know about it. He admitted it. We saw the pictures. After that, Chris Brown just kept on abusing men. So I don't think you get rid of some, abuse, like having to fight someone just to fight them.
Yeah.
And instead of resolving it another way, if it can be resolved another way, is not a solution, Even when men fight so much, it's hard for this man, as much as you say, it's hard for this man in anger to distinguish between a woman and a man if you creating the same anger that other man did.
Yeah.
So we should let go of a certain anger, a certain solution, which is physical, and not do it at all until it's needed. And I think even in the case of a woman, if a woman has a knife and I only have my fist, certain cases you need to defend yourself. Self-defense, I would understand, and I think even the court of law understands that. But that's the only point we go physical in any aspect. Even men shouldn't fight after a club there just to fight. Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? I think that's the issue. We think we're getting rid of it because let the men fight. No. Sometimes women become men, or they act like men, And what's the difference, bro?
Dog, there is no difference.
Sometimes she'll hit you like a man.
Yes.
Then what do you do?
Bruh, with this thing of ladies and being stronger than men, it's not a thing of being stronger, but I've seen a situation, this video on Instagram. This guy was recording himself going back home, actually.
Yeah.
And he wanted to prove to people of how abusive his partner is. Yeah. He got back home late, and she already started assuming things. She started thinking that this nigga cheating and all that. So she like, I'm sure it's because of that girl, Mang. And then she took out a screwdriver and started stabbing the nigga on the chest. Okay, not chest, but like the shoulder, somewhere in the midriff and all that. And he used his strength not to beat her up, but to restrain her.
Yeah.
Like he held on the arms, tied her behind the back and, locked her in, the car or somewhere. And then he's recording himself bleeding on the face and all that. It's like, you see, women are capable of doing this, and you shouldn't allow this type of abuse to happen in a relationship. So dog, like it's real, bro.
But there's a way to handle it.
There is a way to handle it.
You restrained her. So how do you deal with your anger towards women?
Dog, let me not lie, bro. I started off on a bad foot. Growing up, I grew up with my cousins. A lot of them were females. So we just saw it as sibling rivalry. So even they saw it normal. So there was a time we were busy playing TV game and all that. And then I didn't like this certain move that my cousin kept on doing. And then, you know, I just threw the controller away and he just started like, no, I'm going to hit you. And she's like, nah, I'm going to hit you. Yeah. So then I found it normal to only be physical with your female siblings. Yeah. And then I was like, but yeah, don't take this out. But a lot of niggas will be like, if I'm physical with my sister and she can handle it, it means another lady outside of our sibling relationship can handle it. So anyways, I got out of that mentality actually quite recent. I'm not saying that I've been beating up my female siblings or being physical with them, but it's because of the people I'm surrounded by. They already know that even if it's your sibling, you don't raise your hand. Yeah. So how I would handle the situation if a lady wants to be physical with me, like probably you get a lot of ladies watching this right now, and they're like, Mark, I'm sure I can fuck him up. But then at the end of the day, I'm still a man, and I'm still producing a lot of testosterone. I'll use that and, you know, just try and, I'll try and restrain them and, you know, hold them tight, push them, run away. Yeah, you can call me a pussy nigga or whatever, but I'm a run away. I don't want to know what a fist can do, what my fist can do to another lady. Because we're different. Okay, a woman's punch, even if she's a boxer, is different from a man's punch. Yeah. That's a boxer. So for me, how I would handle it, I would just, you know, hold them, push them, and run away.
I think with me, I'm fortunate. I've just been blessed, bro.
How so?
I'm not familiar with abuse. I'm not even familiar with fighting. I'm not even, you know this. I don't jump for fighting. Like, I'm not into that. Yeah. So therefore, by default, I'm not an abuser. True. But I'm saying it to say that I know that I'm just lucky. You know, it's not like I woke up consciously saying, dude, don't hit women. I didn't even have to fight it. I naturally don't lean towards hitting anyone for even pinching. I don't pinch people. Like, I think, why are you pinching someone? Yeah. It's inconvenient. It's not nice. So I don't like to physically inconvenience anyone in any aspect. So I'm fortunate in that way that by default I just don't hit women. I can't hit women because I don't hit anyone.
You know, I'm thinking you just reawakened one of my memories. I was in a relationship with this girl in high school, and I'm sure a lot of niggas in my age group saw me as 𝗟𝗲𝗽𝗵. There was a time we were on a free period for this one class, and you know how niggas play games, you know, hitting each other on the hands and doing that.
There's this name for this.
But then we started doing hey, let me smack you, and then you smack me. And my girlfriend at that time was watching. Yeah. And then she's like, hey, guys, can I please play also? And then I looked at her, I'm like, yeah, man, you can play. But in my head, I'm saying, nah, she's never going to slap me. Okay, good. Like, I'm her boyfriend. She's not going to slap me, especially for nothing. Just to please people.
Who wouldn't see? That's we're thinking I've been meaning to slap this guy. Yes,
that's what it felt like, dog.
Yeah, let's find a way.
I positioned myself. I'm like, I was confident. I'm like, nah, she's not going to slap me. She cocked it back, bruh. Yes, she put all her might in there, dog. I almost passed out, dog. I almost passed out, but I'm like, nah, I'm not going to pass out in front of the niggas. So I held my nerve, and, you know, my initial reaction was I was about to turn around and just punch her. But then I didn't. Something stopped me. And, you know, it's a thing of, you know.
How old are you at this time?
At that time, I was 2000. Dog, I was in grade 10. So I was 16 years old.
A teenager. Your punch is pretty punchy.
So I'm like, I held myself back. I'm like, what if I did punch her? But then it's a thing of, something in the back of my mind was saying, right. But you know you're not this type of a guy. So yeah, that's what I would do in a situation.
So now you're mentioning she's playing a game though. That's different. She was allowed to play a game, and she happened to do that to you. Excuse me. So I want to speak about the role that women might play. So we mentioned the fact that they might, how can I say, antagonize someone or whatever, you know. I think there's also a role that I was speaking to a friend of mine about. Yeah. And she was saying to me how she'd always say this, yo, I don't want, the next guy I date, I don't want him to be abusive. I don't want him to be whatever. And I mentioned it to her. I'm like, yo, man, sometimes you are exposing yourself to an abuser by saying that. Because people who are not abused don't say, hey, wait a second, I don't want an abuser. Or even with rape, hey, I don't want a guy who would,
Yeah.
But you saying that makes me know that, oh, you're a victim of that. You're vulnerable to that. You are capable of being abused.
Yeah, I get you.
Because I think perpetrators find their victims.
Yeah.
They know who to do it with. They know how to groom them first. Before they even slap you, they tried other things. And then they know, okay, we got it. That's why some women say, me never, man. Because she doesn't understand the grooming process.
Yeah.
That he doesn't just slap you. He does other things. He takes away your friends. He takes away this. He takes away that.
Yeah.
You are in his house. You are in his car. Everything. So sometimes a woman can murder this guy. Sometimes a woman can actually hit back.
Yeah.
But she's like, yo, if I hit back, I'm in more shit.
Yeah.
Or if I hit back, I lose everything. Or, the kids. Or he's going to hit the kids. You know what? Let him rather hit me. What if he hits the kids because he can't hit me?
Allowing it.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm not saying women are responsible. I'm not saying that at all. I just say also we shouldn't stop accepting abusers.
Yeah.
And know that sometimes it starts at a lower, way before you even enters your life. You can prevent it in some way.
Some ladies don't report the abusers because, they're afraid of just losing everything.
Yes.
In high school, there was this senior student, and he was dating this girl. I think she was also in our school, and there was a day she said that she wanted to break up, and he pulled a gun on her. And now she found herself stuck in a relationship she can't get out of. And that guy, whenever he speaks about the story, it's like he's so proud of it. And all of us were afraid to talk against him because we thought that he's going to pull a gun on us. So, ladies sometimes are afraid of, even our country has so much stories of that. A girl being afraid to get out of the relationship.
And sometimes they're just dating.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm even shocked that I've come across incidents where she's not even living with the guy. Yeah. I was wondering, how do you go home to your mom's house and get beaten in another house? I thought it would depend on, having to sleep in this house, very vulnerable, whereby you can get beaten during a visit. So, but I've also never been psychologically manipulated in that way to understand it. You know what I mean? Where you do feel like you have no other option. And men will threaten your life. You'll say, and you're thinking, if he can do this, he can kill me.
Yes.
And we've seen people get killed, like for instance the 𝗟𝗏𝗃 incident with the boyfriend from Santon, where with that one it hit me harder because I saw the video footage but we didn't actually see, but she went to, not the abuse, but at the apartments where they stayed, I think the day before, a few days before, something like that, where they arrive and he arrives with her. And then the only point at which they believe she left the building is when he left with a dustbin. And she must have been in that dustbin. That's when he went to go and do what he did with the body and burn it, I believe.
We've had a lot of gruesome things, bro, happening here.
You know what so even in that incident, some people would be like, vele, these girls, they like these rich boys. It goes back to saying, remember we mentioned control.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this guy? Why can't he control enough? You're not supposed to control anyone, but cool. There's enough people that are going to listen to you if you have that money that he had or whatever, that lifestyle. He still goes and abuses. He still goes and kills a woman. So now I'm really confused because a lot of the time I'm realizing that it's because men don't have control. They don't have the money. They don't have whatever. But at least I have this dominance in a physical way. So what's wrong with someone like that? How does a woman now, who do you trust when it seems like that guy, he shouldn't have insecurities?
Yo, fam, I'm not going to lie, dog. I don't know the answer to that, dog.
I think this is where a men are trash thing is also confusing because us as men also don't know. We just not in a position to be victims in that sense. In a man, in that way. Yeah. Therefore, we are seen as, but vele, sometimes we know as much as we also clueless. We also don't know how to fix it. And, man, it's very tricky, man. It's very...
Dog, you talking about that 𝗟𝗏𝗃 incident. Yeah. There was one that happened, a very gruesome one, not too long ago in 2021.
Yes.
I think it was in Eastern Cape. That guy who put his girlfriend in a suitcase. You know?
Oh, shucks. I didn't hear about this.
Bro, he chopped off her limbs and it wasn't nice, bro. You know.
Yeah.
Those are things honestly, I thought it's things you only see in movies.
Vele, what if it is like a demonic thing and has nothing to do with being a man?
We don't know.
Sometimes, I don't know.
Dog, I'm going to say it now, dog. That nigga looked like a snide, dog. I don't know how.
Snide means what now? Explain what a snide.
He looked like a punk, bro. He looked like a weak nigga. Yeah. You know, I honestly asked myself, how did this guy...
You know why I'm saying isn't that where this abuse issue comes
Probably.
from? Because
Probably.
a lot of, you know what I mean, like this thing of having to establish yourself as a strong man. So Vela, I'm not qualifying as a strong man.
But why test your strength with killing?
Because I can't manage it. I can't hit men. Vele, according to the men, I must be able to hit men. And according to them, I have to fight men. And if I don't fight, I'm weak. And nigga, at least you have to fight one of the niggas. Okay, let me find something I can hit.
Yeah.
Let me find someone I can dominate.
Yeah.
I think that causes the problem. To say that a man is weak because he's physically not as strong. Like there's no such thing as a weak man.
Yeah.
There shouldn't, basically a man who doesn't do what a man's supposed to do, his responsibilities. Not being there for your child.
Yeah.
Stuff like that should mean that you're a weak man.
Yes.
Not stuff that's beyond your control. Because some men will not be able to hit some men.
So that means means we grooming
I think so. Our way of
abusers without noticing.
Without even knowing.
Like right now, you said ish because I just saw a picture of the guy and I already established weak nigga.
He looked,
and now someone who is watching the show might be looking at me and be like, oh, so that guy Mark is calling me a weak nigga.
I look like, and what is that guy's partner saying about him? Why did he hit her? Maybe she also says, because she sees his insecurity in society that he looks a certain way. And I know what you're saying, how he looks.
Yeah, I apologize.
With those understandings that, but you see, that's maybe, that not to excuse an abuser, but to say, sometimes people do feel like their back is against the wall.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not someone in that position. I've looked like a weak nigger. I've been slender. But luckily I'm very strong mentally. I'm not worried about certain things. I don't care about certain things. But I'm lucky. Some people are not lucky. Some people's mothers don't validate them. Some people's fathers don't validate them. They have to go and hit a woman. So I'm going to say it from there that maybe society as a whole needs to be fixed. So that men are not, no one is in a position, even women are not in a position to poke at men. Women are also not in a position to hit men because let's not forget, women also are part of gender-based violence. They also hit men. So I think that's basically it, man.
It's tricky.
We have this issue and we just need to discuss it more.
Yeah.
We need to expose it more. And fix it. And know what it is.
That's what this show is for. We're trying.
So let's reverse the cycle. Let's try our best to do so.
Yeah.
And let's stop being trash as men.
We really need to work on that, bro.
And I just want to sum it down to say that as much as women hit men, I think the men are trash thing matters similar to the rape thing. On average, men hit more women.
Yes.
Physically. In a dangerous way that kills them and stuff. Not often am I hearing women killing men as much as I've heard men
I'm thinking
women.
of it. Yeah, that's very true.
So I think that's why they feel that that's the most important thing to focus on. But let's wrap it up, my brother. Thanks so much. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. I hope you guys are going to comment and stuff and let us know where we got it right, where we didn't. Let us know your experiences with this topic and stuff like that. Did you enjoy it? Not really?
I enjoyed it. It's hard to. I enjoyed it because it was very what was that word?
What? Informative?
Yes,
what?
Enlightening.
Informative
as well. You know, we start convos like this by give and take. You learn.
But I also learned something. We think that we know everything until we really find out. So I found out today. Thank you so much, Mark. Let us know where we can get you, where we can link up with you. This guy is silly, bro.
You guys looking for me? Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, you can find me on Instagram. You know, Instagram. You can find me at at 𝗵𝗂𝗍𝗍.
Yeah.
And I don't do Facebook, but if you want to find me on the Facebook, sure,
they can find your face on Instagram.
So yeah.
Sure, no, man, you came to be silly. Hey.
But yeah.
That's where they can find you. Thank you so much, my brother, man. This was
man.
dope. This is the only hitting a man should do.
Yes.
Yeah, bro. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Thank you so much. Let's not do this. Let's fix these issues rather than feeding into it and stuff and whatever. Let's find solutions. I think we can all find solutions. This is not up to a professional.
Yes.
Because as we've seen, the professionals are not doing anything right now. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, tune in. Continue tuning in. Let your friends know. Remember, we're on YouTube, SoundCloud, everything.
Yonke.
Yeah, man. And visuals are provided by 𝗬𝗏 Studios. They do video, pictures, all things nice. And go and follow the podcast on all the other platforms if you want to just keep up, and keep reminded and stuff. That's all.
Yes.
That's all.
See
Thanks
you
so
next
much. We're
time.
gonna call it out, man.
Yes.
Yeah, this was another episode of Delite Side of Life. 𝗟𝗂𝗰𝗀𝗀𝗍𝗵𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗍𝗶.